Hi everybody, it's time to talk about the markets with Jim Cramer on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Jim, we're a little bit mixed right now after 2 days of gains.
Look, I always try to tell it as it is. The stocks that are up were really done to some degree on expense control or limitation of growth. United Airlines is they're not buying more planes, they're not going to expand the fleet. That means there's less competition. CSX was almost entirely about efficiency because they had a great ratio, not about any sort of product line with the exception of intermodal. So let's not get too excited when it comes to these numbers. On the flip side, let's not get too negative. I did a lot of work on IBM because the CFO used the word disappointing when it comes to a very small line of the business, storage. Obscured a lot of good work that they've done in cloud. Obscured a lot of good work in terms of being able to forecast the next quarter is going to be good. Obscured a lot of capital return. So no panic there. You're selling it down to 11 times earnings. I would not break that discipline. Lam Research, that was Martin Anstis saying, look, the bias is for the first half, not the second. People are freaking out and just saying, well, there's obviously too much supply coming on. If you want to know where I think the supply was coming on, it's on flash, not necessarily DRAMs. People can always reading through that it's DRAM. This negative for Western Digital. Micron does have flash, so people are going to sell Micron. A few days ago, I did a whole piece about how please stop shooting the messenger. What I was worried about for Micron was that the low multiple could presage some pressure on the stock, and this is exactly what I was worried about when Lam reported. So let's just understand it's not as bad as people think, but it's not as good as people think.
And when it comes to banks, why do you think Morgan Stanley got a better reaction after their earnings than Goldman?
Too early, we don't know.
Okay, also, Jim, you're watching shares of Textron as a business indicator play.
Well, I mean, look, one of the things that there are frequent things that I like to look at. We all have our own totems. Business jets are something President Obama really hurt the business jet business when he made some disparaging comments about business and private jets. He depressed it even further than it was. Textron maker Cessna is saying that there's an inflection in private jets. If there's an inflection in private jets, I can only conclude that there's business optimism. Why does this matter? Well, if you go to my real money piece today, I talk about how people are saying there's not a lot of demand, judging by what Bank of America said, Wells Fargo said, JP Morgan said, Citi, something I very much disagree with. Wells Fargo obviously mandated lower demand. So I'm looking for signs that business is a little bit better, but I'm also tempering my expectations because oil's come up, tempering my expectations because, as my excellent partner Carl Quintanilla pointed out, some raw costs are going up. So it's a very mixed picture right now, and it's not necessarily why I am. We raised some more money yesterday for Action Alert. We are selling into this rally. I don't want to mince words. We are selling into this rally.
Interesting, Textron selling their tools and test business to Emerson Electric and other Action Alerts.
And, we like Emerson and think that Emerson may be doing some buying, looking to do some buying. Have a great balance sheet with what IBM is selling. I know that they've expressed interest in that. So that's something to keep track of for that Action Alerts name.
Meanwhile, last night on Med Money, you highlighted Snap having trouble keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, at the same time, I think that Snap's kind of like Twitter when it got down to the low teens. I don't want to panic on Snap. That piece was much more about how Snap sells at 9 times revenues, which is, by the way, the outer limit of what I like to pay, with the exception of Netflix and Amazon, FANG names. And I am very concerned when I see Facebook ran a lot. I am very concerned that they still didn't do that independent investigation that I like. We sold some Facebook for Action Alerts.
And with Snap, you tried a little bit of the filters on your Twitter page.
Having some fun with Snap, and my youngest daughter likes Snap. She also likes Instagram. What I like about Snap is that the stock has come down so much that if they do report a good quarter, you're going to see the stock go fly.
All right, Jim, who do you have on Mad Money tonight?
Well, I've got Revance, which is a competitor to a stock that we still own for Action Alerts at Allergan, trying to come up with a new formulation of Botox. And I have Cyrus One. Look, one of the themes that is just, you saw yesterday with the Cloud Kings, is cloud business. And they make facilities for cloud. They make data center buildings. It's been one of the stronger parts of real estate investment trusts and otherwise weak group.
And you highlighted that Cloud King term in your San Francisco trip about a month ago.
Yeah, and I continue to think that group ran a lot yesterday, so there's not going to be any support for it today. other than Amazon going up. Remember, I'm not, if you want to look at day by day, IBM and Lam Research trumps CSX and United Airlines, and sometimes that's how you have to view the stock market.
All right, Jim, before we go, I want to remind everyone I'll be hosting a Millennial Investing Roundtable today at 2 p.m.
Oh, excellent.
You go to webinar.thestreet.com to sign up.
That'd be great, Scott. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we need to get more young people interested in the markets.
I think that young people call a lot in mad money, and they look for some obscure situations that are speculative, and I encourage that. I think that's terrific.
Yes, there's a lot more to investing beyond just Bitcoin. All right, Jim, we're going to continue talking about stocks. Please join us on actionalertsplus.com.